We think that it comes to a win-win situation where hospitals agree with their rates, and we also agree with their requirement and expectations.
If you have a Form C, you can continue to process cashless claims on Mediassist, and it's a fairly smooth process.
There is always negotiation, which as hospital I think we neglect to some extent. We have to take time to negotiate for the rates. It will also again depend on what is your hospital tariff, which area you are in, but make sure that you negotiate with the insurance company in a proper manner for all the packages.
To be very careful about the negotiated rates with others. If they're not going in, if GIC is not going in sync, you need to be careful whether we really want that one insurance and lock in the rates for everything else.
Initially, at least 2 cases in a month should go for reimbursement of Cashless Anywhere.
I don't think it's about the hospital proving its value to the insurer. It's more about establishing some level of familiarity and trust.
CEW is the best way to get the empanelment, Cashless Anywhere I'm talking about.
We have been accepting negotiations as well. I don't know if you really had bad experiences earlier,
don't get
and we
chance.
would want to. you can have my number, and we'll just review whatever your issues are, please.
So
I'll just
maybe 2 to 3 weeks, and it's like, oh, we got a reply, they're happy about it. But the only problem is the file attached with the reply is the proposed tariff, which is the conflict area now. The second conflict.
Of the rates that you propose, and what happens if there is a logjam?
So the basis, I would say, is the locality, mainly where this particular hospital belongs to. Then there are different categories. We categorize the cities as well. Tier 1 cities, Tier 2, Tier 3. So rates for all these will also be different. And basically the locality and obviously the number of hospitals which we already have on our panel. So that is also very important in that matter. So maybe if he would want to add something, he's looking after empanelments. So
Yeah, rightly said by Nidhi. There are some, rates we need to check with that particular hospitals in geographically location, because if you say Kolaba rates cannot apply in, kind of Mankud area. I'm just giving an example. If anyone from Bombay, they can understand it. So that kind of things we need to check this, and also the footfall of the hospital. If there are a high footfall, or there are lots of corporate or a broker who are requesting us to empanel those hospitals, then we directly reach out to that hospitals to get them on board. So whatever the rates they are agreeing, and if we get a pressure from insurance or a broker that we want that kind of hospitals to be on our network, then we empanel that hospitals. Whatever the negotiation we do, we try to get the best rate, because we also want to save our ICR ACS by end of the financial year. So these all the factors and parameters we need to check that. But by end of the empanelment negotiation, we think that it comes to a win-win situation where hospitals agree with their rates, and we also agree with their requirement and expectations. This is what.
Does not infra play a role? If you're a South Bombay basic eye hospital, and if you're a Mankur super specialty hospital with much better infra, footfall is one criteria that you mentioned.
Yes.
But doesn't infra and the qualifications of the person?
See, we look after that infra as well. If what kind of facilities they provide to hospitals, but somehow, somewhere, footfall also matters, and how much hospital produce that kind of cashless and reimbursement ratio, and what are the if there are high numbers of footfall, then we also agree with their rates as well. So it doesn't matter to it always stuck in the rates only. Also the infrastructure matters, and the facilities which they are providing, that also get matters.
All right, thank you. So I want to address one question to Pulkit, because he does empanelment for lots of hospitals. Just can you highlight on what is cashless everywhere, and how do people utilize that?
And whether it is working really well for the hospital.
So also he will highlight on whether it's working well for the hospitals.
Yeah, so we are helping a lot of hospitals run their TPA desks or do claim processing. And as was mentioned earlier, Cashless Anywhere can be a good way to initiate yourself into the cashless process without fully committing as you would with an empanelment. It has been a bit of a mixed experience with different insurers having different outlook towards Cashless Anywhere. Not because Mehul is here, but MediAssist is, I think, particularly good. If you have a Form C, you can continue to process cashless claims on MediAssist, and it's a fairly smooth process. Again, not because the panelist here and being a bit cautious, CARE as of now, as I understand, doesn't entertain cashless anywhere claims for cataract, but I'm sure Nidhi can take a positive work and do something about it. I'm sure they have their own reasons and would love for her to chat a little bit more about it. Some others like HDFC Ergo, what they will do is you can do cashless everywhere cases for a limited time period or a limited number of cases. Even Bajaj falls in that bucket. And then they prefer that you empanel with them, which actually would be a logical thing because since you've done a certain amount of volume with that insurer, it would make sense to empanel. Of course, I understand there has to be an agreement on the rates, but generally Cashless Anywhere now I think is becoming that stepping stone to empanelment with insurers where you have volume. So these are some of the experiences that we've seen with our clients. I've also unfortunately seen some instances where when you are, for example, doing a lower value procedure, Cashless Anywhere would be permitted. But for example, in cataract, if a very expensive lens is being used, then somewhat untransparently, Cashless Anywhere can be denied. Sorry, I'm just going to be really straightforward. Please don't mind. We're just sharing experiences of our clients. So this is what we've seen with our clients. But yeah, happy to sort of hear out, the other side of the picture and also what you've experienced and envision if you've done any Cashless Anywhere.
Cashless Anywhere, I'll tell you one benefit of Cashless Anywhere. Patient gets a cashless, you get the payment, you get the footfall. That's okay. But when real incidents, I'm quoting somebody. So one of my seniors, he started a hospital. He called up, "Hari, yaar, empanelment karana hai." So I called up this, and yaar apply kiya, reply nahi aa raha. So I called the VP of hospital network of that insurance company. He said, "Hari यार काम करना, तो उस हॉस्पिटल से ना तो महीने का मेरे को 3 महीने के लिए महीने का तो मेरे को 2 Cashless Anywhere का केस करा ले, मैं अपना बंदा बेच के empanelment करा दूंगा." Got it? So people think Cashless Anywhere is a difficult thing to do. No, it's time consuming. I understand. And according to us, for eye hospital, it is one of the best things. Reason because cataract is a major chunk of our surgeries are cataract. It's an elective surgery. We need to give time for Cashless Anywhere. Give the patient date for at least 10 days later, and then start processing so that you don't have to run and sprint around, and that will lead to your pathway to empanelment.
GIC is compulsory for every empanelment individually, or people still are like taking the individual applications? Number one. Second, how about GIPSA? GIPSA also we have to apply through a GIC?
Sir, GIC common empanelment is something which has been started recently, and it is yet being ironed out. It has not been smoothened. So a lot of insurance companies who don't have the resources to have their own empanelment team separately, they are mostly relying on the GIC empanelment. However, insurance companies who have large volumes and have a separate network team already in place are doing direct empanelments as well. Now, as of now, GIPSA is separate from GIC, but in near future, they might come together, they might not, which is not something that I can speculate on, and we'll have to wait and watch on that part. As of now, GIC empanelments, few insurances, direct empanelments, and GIPSA empanelment, all these 3 things are going at the same time.
So I think, is it okay to register for GIC? If we get the better rates, we can sign a MOU.
Yeah,
Now, sir,
absolutely.
now, one more thing. With AIOS, we collaborating with AIOS. So AIOS has got an insurance subcommittee. Okay. We have gone through the entire MOU of GIC common empanelment, and that common empanelment MOU has got a lot of places which is very, very restrictive to the hospital. So if you are going for GIC empanelment, please take a paper, a pen, pencil, print out that entire MOU, read line by line, you will get to know it yourself. that MOU is something which can, I wouldn't like to use that, but it'll loop you into something that you wouldn't like later.
Sir, I would like to take your opinion for a recent experience. Like we have applied for a Tata AIA tie-up. We have 11 tie-ups and we applied. They said that no, you just apply through a GIC.
That is because
Did
Tata AG is a small insurer.
Okay.
Their network team is smaller. At the same time, if you apply to MediAssist, they are doing empanelments directly.
MediAssist we already have, but I just said
Yeah,
my experience.
Understood, sir.
So we did that. We registered under GIC. We got the rates from the GIC. And then we said, you just remove that unifocal word. And they agreed to that. So then, can we sign the MOU?
Sir,
The rate given was like
that is not the
FECOS
only
less
factor.
MICS, unifocal.
Sir, that is not the only factor. Email containing 15 different points was sent to all the AIOS members. I don't want to go into it. It will take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Go through that. You will get to know.
Dr.
So
Hari,
just one question I wanted to know. Just if you excuse me.
Not for him. I think it's for Hari and please.
No, probably for him also.
Yeah.
So whenever you get the tariff, see, it's absolutely okay. As doctors, I think, and as hospital people, we are a little scared that, oh, if we apply and they give the rates, do we have to lock in at that? Okay. There is always negotiation, which as hospital, I think we neglect to some extent. We have to take time to negotiate for the rates. Okay. It will also again depend on what is your hospital tariff, which area you are in, but make sure that you negotiate with the insurance company in a proper manner for all the packages. Sometimes as cataract surgeons, we are just looking at the cataract packages. Okay. But what about the others? Like sometimes there are trabs, pterygium, which are also, and the rates there are really low.
Sorry to interrupt you, but like as I told you already, we have 11 tie-ups with the different companies.
Yes.
And fortunately, it was surprise to us. They are given a better rates than the MediAssist also. So we were agreed, but especially for one package, they have written FECOS less MICS.
Sir,
In bracket, it was a unifocal IOL.
sir,
We were
can
concerned about
continue-
only one
Sir, we
point.
can continue discussions. Sir, there are
Sure,
a lot of
sure.
people.
Dr. Hari,
I want to rephrase the question.
Sir.
Is GIC going to be better than individual empanelments? I'll tell you why. MediAssist gives excluding IOL. Care gives including IOL. It
Irrespective.
becomes a lesser amount. Now, when we get GIC, suppose, which is it going to be a boon? And are the rates going to be similar for Mankhurd and Kolaba? And is that differentiation going to go away? This is my question.
Sir, as a concept, common empanelment by GSE was something which on a concept, on the conceptual level, it's a fantastic idea. And I can tell you, we took out the responsibility. This was something that was discussed by ophthalmologists when we represented with GIC. We had a meeting in Delhi around 2 years back. That's the time when this started off. So over a period of time, yes, if these small nicks and knacks are ironed out, then it's a fantastic thing to go ahead. But
it may also be a pain. I'll tell you why. What if they give the same GIPSA rates, or what if they give it including IOL? It's going to be horrible for ophthalmologists. Suppose if they give us an X amount for MICS plus IOL, and if it's uniform throughout for all eye hospitals, that's going to be a big pain. Because
not always, sir.
Of course it is.
Sir, I'll tell you, sir. It's not always.
You're capping off multifocal of say 15,000.
Sir,
So that is where negotiation comes into play. And if we do not accept that rates, we are still, I don't like multiple hospitals should not agree to that rate. Only then we will be able to fight it.
and also, sir, whether excluding IOL, including IOL, which is beneficial for you, depends on the financial structure of your hospital. How is your pharmacy structured? How is your billing unit structured? And how is your registration structured? So this thing is something that it will take a lot of time on that. So, sir, tomorrow for a workshop.
There's the thing about the rate changing every year of the lock-in period.
Sir, once again, sir.
There's a lock-in.
It's a 2.5 period for GIC. That's what I think Pulkit would be in a bit of.
Yeah, the GIC operational guidelines state that the lock-in will be 30 months. So 2.5 years.
So isn't that a lot? What's your take on that? What would you advise?
2 to 3 years has been the industry standard in health insurance. So I think somewhere the discussions would have been split it in the middle and keep it at 2.5 years. I think it all depends upon the lock-in period actually depends upon the level of tariff that has been agreed. If the tariffs have been agreed in a manner where a certain amount of medical inflation has been baked in, then I think the lock-in period is is accounted for. On the other hand, if the tariff level itself is too low, then of course any amount of lock-in will hurt because you're already being squeezed. So I think the lock-in period question goes hand in hand with what is the agreed tariff that has come from the insurer.
Fair enough. Thank you. Yeah.
I would like to ask one question to Dr. Hari. Now that GIC, we were talking about it, if GIC Council gives you one tariff, is it applicable for all the other insurances also if we
Registered with individually.
Yes. So if GIC if you're getting empaneled with GIC,
Correct.
it nullifies all the other empanelments you already have directly with the insurers and DPS.
So be very careful about the negotiated rates with others. If they're not going in, if GIC is not going in sync, you need to be careful whether you really want that one insurance and lock in the rates for everything else there.
And another aspect is, sir, for example, you have a Medi-Assist empanelment for last 2 to 3 years and it is due for renewal. And at the same time, you got a GIC empanelment. That counts from there to 30 months. This renewal scope is out. So those things are something that you should look at and then decide whether to go for GIC or not.
Dr. Hari, I want to address, Dr. Hari, I just want to address one thing that we were discussing earlier, whether the GIPSA companies, New India, Oriental, United, are part of GIC empanelment or not. So this has been an important question that we are dealing every day with our clients. Experience of some of our clients who have themselves gone and empaneled with GIC, while the GIPSA committee and the GIC committee are sort of independent bodies operating within the ambit of IRDA. What is being promised to people who are signing up for common panel right now is that the GIPSA companies का empanelment will also be included. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने GIC किया है तो New India या GIPSA अलग से करना पड़ेगा. At least that is what is being promised. I will caveat it with the fact that all of this is activity in the last month. So the proof will be in the pudding when things actually get operational. But at least that is what is being promised by the GIC empanelment. So I just wanted to clarify that.
That when we are starting in empanelment, so for a beginner or a eye surgeon who is starting in hospital, for him, like you mentioned, that what I've gathered is that you need to do a lot of.
Can you switch on the mic?
We just talk louder. Yeah. Okay, it's on. Okay. So what I've gathered right now is that a hospital needs to do a lot of or probably cashless anywhere things for it to be valuable for an insurance company or a TPA to be empaneled. For a practitioner who's just starting off, let's be very clear, that he wants volumes, right? So he will get those volumes. One of the reasons why people want to do cashless empanelments is to get volumes, right? Now, if he's not getting those volumes, he's primarily doing this to get volumes, how is he going to prove to the insurance company or TPA that he's eligible for an empanelment?
Sir, who told you it was easy?
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying
It's a loop. It's a loop. I understand. It's a loop. So the thing is, sir, initially when you start, नहीं उसके practice management नहीं है, वो practical aspect है. So the thing is, sir, initially at least 2 cases in a month should go for reimbursement of Cashless Anywhere. Your data should flow through NHCX. You should have a hospital code in one. You should have a Rohini ID. So basically what happens is, sir, insurance companies and TPAs should know that this hospital exists.
Yeah,
we are not talking about numbers. If you are doing 100 cases in a month, they will come back to you. They will come running to you to empanel you.
So
they'll beg in front of you to empanel you, sir.
Dr. Hari, if I may sort of just, and Dr. Abid, just to reframe a little bit, I don't think it's about the hospital proving its value to the insurer. It's more about establishing some level of familiarity and trust. Let's put it that way, because, when we say we have to prove our value, it becomes competitive of sorts and it becomes very onerous. That is how we've seen it work for our clients. What do you say about
Correct. Absolutely. That it doesn't mean that we have to justify as a hospital, we need to justify ourselves to get the empanelment. CEW is the best way to get the empanelment, Cashless Anywhere I'm talking about. So Cashless Anywhere, if you are doing any one case in a month, 2 cases in a month, it's a best lead to get the empanelment. You just send an email to TPA or insurance company there that we are doing Cashless Anywhere. We want to be on a network in your TPA or insurer, then we'll do that. And even we have been asked from the different insurance companies as well, what is your Cashless Anywhere ratio? How many cases are coming from the non-network hospital? Are you getting them on board or not? So that success ratio also we have been asked from the different insurance companies. So we have been targeted for to convert those non-network hospital into a network hospital. So that is the best way out to get the empaneled on the network.
Excuse me.
Sir.
I have a question. Yeah. Coming across to negotiation topic, and I address to care insurance. So they are giving a proposed rate, which is including lens, and they are not allowing for negotiation also. It is like approach is like give it, leave it, or take it or leave it. So what is that? I would like to hear from the care Miss Nidhi person.
Nidhi, sorry, but this question just came to me.
This is like
We try to avoid it as much as possible.
This is like
Choose not to answer.
They are sending the rates, and we have to accept. Whether it is chain of hospital, whether is a volume, whether is a tier 1 or 2, whatever it is, they are not allowing us to for negotiation. It is irrespective of lens, the package, and we have to accept. If you want to take it on a networking or this thing, panel or.
So, ma'am, I would just like to tell you that negotiations are always there in place. It's not that we just.
No, for care insurance, it is like that.
Okay, last question.
And we are facing
Before we end up
bad
fighting.
experience
So I
with
think
the
I know the
clients.
workshop.
Okay. I'll see.
Yes. Lens.
No, my friend, is not forced.
Sir,
okay?
sir,
No, no, no.
sir,
Let me just.
that one particular case, that context that you're talking about, we have invited Miss Nidhi for the workshop tomorrow, so that she can also understand how the billing systems in ophthalmology
So
works.
we need to gloves up.
You know,
I would like to hear from that this thing topic. Yeah.
okay. Ma'am, anything from your side?
Maybe do you want to just sort of explain why care has that kind of a tariff structure? What trade-offs do you see? Why is care insisting on including lens? Let's be transparent and have a conversation. Maybe a quick one so that we can have some closure on the question.
Okay. So, see, I would just want to brief you on what is actually going good with care. Is that good? Care is doing a lot of business, and we are selling a lot of policies. We are single. I mean, the growth path of care has been really. Actually really high and standing up in a place where Star Health Insurance has been dominating. So Star has also been doing the similar scenarios, and what we have as of now is strict guidelines to follow basically. So and I would really not, I mean, since I am in this provider role, I understand that we have been accepting negotiations as well. So I don't know if you've really had bad experiences earlier.
We don't get
And we
chance.
would want to, you can have my number, and we'll just review whatever your
thank you.
issues are, please.
So
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
just, yeah.
Yes.
Except cataract, anything else.
Yes.
I just wanted to know how is that format and how do we do it? You know, because a lot of us don't know how to negotiate with them later on.
Absolutely.
Once
Sir-
the rates are fixed, they are always, whenever they are revised, they're revised. But how to renegotiate?
sir, kindly attend the workshop tomorrow. This is one of the 1 hour part of it is upgradation.
Thank
of
you
tariff.
so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Hari Krishnan. Well, there is a 3-hour workshop tomorrow on the same topic of insurance. So 3 hours.